Today we're catching up in the neighborhood with Lindy, a QHS member whose life is as familiar and comforting as a walk down a tree-lined street. But what steps brought her to where she is today? Let's take a stroll through her life story and see what's been happening behind the scenes.
Hello, my name is Lindy. I am 77 years old. I have been challenged with back issues for most of my life. In my early 20s, I was diagnosed with scoliosis with curvature of the spine of cervical vertebrae. I started to have major back problems after the birth of my second daughter. Massage therapy, joint manipulation, physical therapy, and steroid injections helped briefly for short periods. I retired in 2016 because of back pain and underwent major back surgery in 2020 with insertion of plates, screws, and spacers to help correct my lower spine. I was hopeful for a complete recovery without continued pain. However, the pain returned in 2021. In 2021, I was also diagnosed with breast cancer and followed the traditional treatment approach with surgery, chemotherapy, and radiation therapy. To my dismay, I soon experienced side effects: bilateral neuropathy, both feet with burning sensations, brain fog, frequent insomnia, difficulty eating with nausea, and dislike of certain foods. I know there is more of life waiting for me. I want to travel and spend time visiting my family, friends, and loved ones. I have 2 beautiful granddaughters and a loving husband. I have dreams of being a volunteer to help others. I want to go horseback riding again, doing all without pain. That's why I'm here at QHS. I joined QHS in November of 2023 with an open invitation by Alex Collier during his webinars. I wanted to help my physical condition, which I felt was on a downward spiral. My backstory. I was the firstborn daughter in a close-knit family of 6, followed by a younger brother and 2 younger sisters. I never met my grandparents, who died before I was born, and they had a very hard life after coming to America to pursue their dreams and for a better way of life. My father's parents arrived here from Budapest, Hungary, and my mother's parents arrived here from Warsaw, Poland. My father joined the Marines when he was 18 years old during World War II and fought in the Pacific. He returned home with a Purple Heart. And I know he suffered from, looking back, I know he suffered from PTSD. He ran the house like military boot camp, and I had a very strict upbringing. My mother was a stay-at-home mom. She was very tender-hearted, very smart. She graduated with honors in high school and worked after graduation to support the war effort. She met my father in their hometown. I am most like my mom. She taught me how to sew and make clothes. She made sure that we all attended church and said our nightly prayers. And she died of breast cancer at age 64. I got my inner warrior stamina and discernment from my father, who instilled in me that actions speak louder than words. We are a tall family. I was always one of the tallest girls in my class. I'm 5'10". My sisters are also tall. My brother is 6'10". He shrunk 2 inches, so he's 6'8" now. Most of my cousins on my father's side of the family ranged in height from 6'8" to 7 feet tall. One of my nephews is 6'8". I grew up in the 50s and the 60s in a middle-class neighborhood in the Midwest. I was a quiet, shy child, except when my cousins came to visit and I was more outgoing. We were a boisterous bunch. In grade school, I had a very vivid imagination. I love picking wildflowers to bring home. Summers were spent outside playing with all the neighborhood kids, and I made a best friend for life at age 8. To this day, we talk frequently and visit whenever we can. I had a dog that I dearly loved and spent hours teaching him to do many tricks with many long walks outside. And I even taught him to go through the milk chute that we had way back in the 50s, 60s. In junior high school, I was quiet, not very popular, but I did have a few friends. I was often teased by my classmates with names like Miss Goody Two Shoes, Miss Priss, and Teacher's Pet. I often hid in the bathroom to avoid confrontation. I loved learning, drawing, and writing poetry. They said my head was always in the clouds. I went on to college to study art and received a Bachelor of Science with focus on English and art education. I lived at home, worked part-time, full-time, paid for my tuition and books, carpooled with others to and from the local university. I often took the bus as well. After graduation, I was unable to find a teaching assignment in art education. I married at age 23, the same year I graduated from college, and I have 3 beautiful daughters. I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, but my husband at the time was unable to settle down in one place, and we moved often from state to state. I worked part-time and full-time at various jobs to help. We divorced after 13 years. I returned back to school to study nursing, to secure employment and provide for my family. LPN to massage therapist to RN, I studied energy healing in between. My first RN assignment was working in the operating room in a trauma-receiving hospital. Many tragic cases came, and I found it very stressful, and I was often in fight or flight mode. I transferred to mental health nursing and worked with all age groups on inpatient units close to 25 years. As an RN, I gained self-confidence and I learned a lot about human behavior, and later put together self-improvement groups using alternative methods of promoting comfort and ease. I received many honors, but most importantly, I was able to use my art background to help patients deal with emotions and mental health issues. Today, I have arthritic changes in my spine with compression of the vertebrae on the spinal cord and nerves. I experience nerve pain and muscle spasms, and it is painful walking, and I often require a cane for assistance. My hips are not level due to the cervical curvature of my spine. When I joined QHS, it gave me hope for healing and renewed my dreams of experiencing frequency and vibration, the medicine of the future that I so often dreamed about. QHS is a positive force of inspiring leaders and members in a turned upside down world. I'm a positive person and looking for an upswing to be able to live my life without pain, a pivot, and a new direction. In my future post-QArc world, I would love to see my back realigned to a healthy spine without the curvature of scoliosis, without the stenosis, arthritis, and nerve pain, to be able to walk unassisted with a cane. I remarried later in life to a wonderful man and would love to be able to share quality time with him, with both of us being in excellent health. I want to be present for my granddaughters, daughters, and family, and to be an example of living health. I am committed to the service of others, and I am a team player who always enjoys helping others in need. Lastly, I'm blessed to be a member of QHS and blessed to be here at this time, a time of great change. I am very eager to embrace what's to come with open arms and an open heart. Thank you, QHS, and God bless all of us on our own unique paths of healing. Namaste.
Join us on the Prequel, where every story matters and every voice is heard. Because here at QHS, we're all about healing, learning, and growing together.